Welcome, dear friends, to another Spiritist Magazine moment here at Kardec Radio every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the pleasure to be together discussing one of the articles of the Spiritist Magazine. And today we have an article from issue 58 titled Words by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier. What a blessing to be with you. Make sure you are joining us live or on demand. You can share, like, subscribe, follow in whatever ways you can make this message be more relevant to others so that more people can benefit from these teachings. As we are undergoing the many changes in the planet due to planetary transition, and we want to know how to better align ourselves with the changes and evolution of the planet so we are allowed to remain here. We're allowed to reincarnate on the earth and continue to care for those who we love and continue our evolution towards becoming pure spirits. We need to learn how to deal with words. Our method of communication, one of the methods you can communicate with one another is through words. And this is the screenshot you're seeing. I've shared my screen with those watching on video of the article we're going to discuss today. I'm going to scroll all the way to the page, the first page of the magazine. Here we are, our beautiful, wonderful Chico Xavier on the cover of the magazine. Message from the book Spiritist Conduct. A letter from the editor. We have so many beautiful teachings that we can study. A lot of topics on parenthood. Messages from the Spiritist Magazine of Kardec's time. Different things about suffering. We have Umberto de Campos content. And if you look towards the end, of the magazine is page 36. You have the article of today. I welcome you to visit spiritistmagazine.org, where you can download the PDF version of the magazine to your computer. This is what you're seeing right now from my computer. You can also download the app of the magazine as well as Kardec Radio app, where you can have 24/7 Spiritist messages coming to you. So here we have the different articles, the different covers of the magazine. If you're to click on this one, say free, it's going to download. Once it downloads, we can open and read. You can read it while you wait at the grocery store line, at the coffee place, where you are just scrolling. Instead of doom scrolling, the magazine will be showing here to you all of the articles of the magazine. A little bit of glare because you're like seeing it from a computer, and there's a big light that illuminates us here. So anyways, many different resources for us to enjoy this and learn from this content, most importantly, right? First thing is to know, the second thing is to feel, and third thing is to practice. So this message is titled Words. And Emmanuel quotes James, the Gospel of James, or the letter of James, chapter 3, verse 10, that says, "From the same mouth proceeds blessing or cursing." So what are the words you use today? What are the things that came to your mind that actually passed on to others in the form of communication, right? You have your vocal cords, the ability to pass air through and modulate to make different sounds in conjunction with the apparatus around your mouth. And then we can choose blessing or cursing. So Emmanuel will explain to us in more depth the meaning of this word. So before we start, think about what kind of conversations I've had, what kind of words came out of my mouth. Were they a blessing or were they a curse? So if you make a inventory of those words, then we can work on improving the frequency or the number of words that proceed from our mouth. There are blessings in people's lives. So Emmanuel says, let me make it readable here. You will never regret from having heard hundreds of sentences. We simply make one or two small observations. Avoid any comment alluding to evil, whatever it may be. This is a good one. Any comment alluding to evil. And what is evil, friend? If you go to the book, to the Spirit's book, part 3 of the book, Divine and Natural Law, you're going to understand the concept of evil in Spiritism is the deviation from the good. So there's good, which is your actions, thoughts, ideas that align with the divine laws, and evil is when you deviate from the law. So anything that we comment on, it could be commenting on other people's appearances, their actions, what's happening to our leaders in the country, what is happening to the world. So he says, avoid any comment alluding to evil. Silence outbursts of anger. So maybe we did not say it, but we felt inside of ourselves this anger, unrecognized, and it stays within us. That's poison. Prefer silence in moments of irritation. Most of us, when we are irritated, we don't remain silent. We react instead of acting. Renounce frivolous guesses in the smallest controversies. So if we don't know, in other words, we don't guess it, we remain silent. That goes back to our grandparents' wisdom. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. He says, do not have an opinion on problems that not concern you. This is the thing that most of us are expert on giving people's advice on things that do not concern us. We are not on their body and their physical situation on the earth and their stories, the things that are around them, but we think we have the answers to other people's problems. Dodge promises you could not keep, right? A lot of times we promise things to ourselves and others that we cannot keep. He says, don't do those promises. Meditate for many hours without opening your lips. So just silently observes, silently blessing, actively looking for opportunities of service. Just smile whenever visited by disappointment or bitterness. Also very difficult, right? When we're visited by disappointment or bitterness, we tend to do what? We tend to complain or be despondent upon what God's design for us. Escape from complaints of any nature. Very important. If we're not happy about something, he says, don't complain. We act, we help, we boost, we construct. Stimulate the good from all angles, even those who are today actively spreading the evil, misinformation, trying to destroy institutions that work, who are hurting one another, who are cheating on one another, who are stealing, who are committing heinous crimes. Well, we should not be complaining or saying anything about we don't know. Even those who are incurring several actions that will create even more debt for them to repair and expiate in the future, they have the gene of divinity inside of them, as Emmanuel says in the book Living Spring. Even them are children of God. So we want to stimulate the good from everyone. Everything has multiple facets. People's lives are complicated. It does not condone, it doesn't justify, but even at our worst, we have the good inside of us. Explain about optimism, faith, and hope. Go tell people that this is going to get better, that Jesus is at the helm. We want to spread this faith and hope in a better future. The trials we are undergoing, the expiation we are going, the process of regeneration brings us to our evolutionary path. Speak words of forgiveness and kindness. I skipped that one. I'm sorry. Speak words of forgiveness. So we forgive people. We forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. Isn't that what Jesus said? Even at his last moments. So if Jesus is able to forgive, we need to. Kindness. Hold the door. Say thank you. Give directions. Not displaying anger and entitlement everywhere we go. The world is not here to serve us. God put us in different places of the world with our diversity to be inclusive, to see different perspectives, to experience different things in different lifetimes. So we are kind to those who look different from us. Right? Imagine if we were the object of unkindness. So we wanted to spread kindness because our emotions are contagious. When we come into a place grumpy and disorganized and rattled, we spread that out to others, and we have to be forgiving of ourselves and working on constant improvement. Exalt confidence in heaven. Don't be shy. The forces of darkness are trying to overcome many, many centuries of progress on the earth. Right at this moment, they're always working. Yet Jesus is at the helm. We are learning together. We are much better today in terms of humanity and progress and the things we have accomplished in improvement in quality of life, lifespan, decreasing infant mortality, improving in areas of starvation, curing diseases. There's so much confidence that God is providing through divine providence to all of us on the earth. We have to exalt our confidence in the superior spirits who guide our evolution on the planet. Teach what is useful, true, and sanctifying. So, what have you taught yourself and others today? Something useful, true, and sanctifying. Hopefully, we're not out there teaching things that are not important, that are not useful, even though some spirits might be, but not us because we know more. Provide information that helps others. No spreading misinformation. If you have information that helps, just like all of the programs at Kardec Radio, you share. You provide that information to those who know of books. You suggest readings. You bring forth the best that will help others. Express good thoughts. Take time to meditate. Take time to understand what goes on in our minds, our thought patterns. Go see a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a counselor, someone who can help us heal our inner wounds, our inner children, so we can express good thoughts towards ourselves and others. Formulate calls for fraternity and concord. If we engage in exchange of words and conversations with others via this method of audio on YouTube and video, in posts elsewhere in the world, we need to work in formulating calls for us to be fraternal towards one another, for us to come together towards working for Christ in goodness. Strengthen work and education. Nowadays, many people don't want to do hard work. Many people are exalting ignorance, meaning lack of knowledge. But we need education. We need to learn things. Friends, one day you'll be a superior spirit. And to be a superior spirit like Christ, you need to know of so much in order to guide the creation and evolution of a planet. That's your destiny. One day you'll be out there with God, creating universes, creating stars, coming together with elements. We need to know things. We have to read more. We have to study more. Justice and duty. We have duty to protect those who are less fortunate, the weak, those who have disabilities, those who need more help in society, social networks of cohesion. Peace, strength, and peace and good. When we are peaceful inside of ourselves, we don't go around looking at every defect, trying to fight everyone. We strengthen what is good by doing the good, for volunteering for good causes, even at the sacrifice of our own heart. Examine the meaning, manner, and direction of your words before pronouncing them. Think before you say things. Is it helpful? Is it useful? Is it the truth? Or are we spreading falsities out of ignorance and out of alliance, tribal alliances of ourselves? So, what do I mean? What is the manner I speak? Which direction I want my words to go? So he says, before we even say them, so we have to have this inner dialogue. How is this useful? Is it going to come out the right way? And I'm in the right place to say this? Is it the right timing? So on and so forth. From the same mouth that proceeds blessing or cursing for the pathway. Are you choosing blessings, words of affirmation, words of caring, of kindness, or are we incurring in debts along our pathway? Which pathway? This lifetime is our pathway, the pathway to progress, the pathway to being a superior spirit. Let's accelerate our evolution by being very meaningful of this ability that we have to communicate and spread words to one another. And let's look for the good everywhere we go. This article comes from the book Vine of Light by Emmanuel through the media Chico Xavier, chapter 179. The book is not yet published in English, but it's translated, and some of the articles are shared with you here at the Spiritist Magazine. So, dear friends, I truly enjoy being with you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. If you have any questions or comments, please write to us at spiritistmagazine@gmail.com. You can talk to the editor-in-chief. You can volunteer. She'll be able to help you find where your talent can be of use for by the good spirits and spreading the good news. I hope that you stay well, you stay safe, and God willing, I'll return with you next week with another Spiritist Magazine program. Have a blessed night. Bye-bye.